coronavirus isn't the only pandemic that we're dealing with. We're also dealing with the pandemic of racism and just systemic oppression that we've been dealing with forever.
The AZA accreditation standard is fantastic. I'm really excited to see how that plays out on the individual institution level. But I think we have the opportunity to hold ourselves to a higher standard. And I think we should hold ourselves to a higher standard of accountability, just like we do with animal welfare.
I never moved into this career, never thought in a million years to be the head of president and CEO of an organization. I didn't get an opportunity to see someone look like me in that role. And others may need to see someone look like them traverse down the road first and say that's something that's obtainable.
We're headed in the right direction. To see board members that look like me, to see newly appointed CEOs that resemble our vice president, that's incredible.
Conservation is a purely human endeavor. Conservation is all about people. It's not really about animals. It's changing people. So it's very hard to do that if you're cutting out a large percentage of the people.
Environmental degradation impacts minority communities far greater than it does majority communities. I think these are the people that we have to reach out to more so, because these are the people who are impacted by those decisions. We have an opportunity for our message to resonate with them because they are living it every day.
When we're talking about saving animals from extinction, sometimes I feel like, well, here's an animal that's a part of the the animal kingdom that if somebody doesn't do anything about, I matter, my family matters. Where is my inclusion in this conversation?
Conservation's not necessarily an animal or a tree issue, but it's a people issue, which means we need to find ways to communicate with each other. And with such a diversity of people on the planet, that gets a little difficult because a lot of us speak different languages. And not everybody has good experiences with nature. Not all people have good experiences with the environment. And a lot of times that's because of oppressive situations that have happened to them while out there in the field. And so when we learn this, we're like, okay, so now we can tailor our programs or tailor what we talk about, tailor our messaging to the people we're actually serving.
DEAI is something that it's not exclusive to management, upper management. It's something that we can all play a big role in. Get involved and find out what you can do to find out more how you can be part of it, or anything you can do to learn more about what it has to offer and what you can do to be part of that process. It's not something that's exclusive to one group. It's something that we all share and have in common.
No matter what your role is within the organization, just don't underestimate the influence or the value that you bring to the table.
Like, we so value biodiversity, right? I mean, that is what most of us value. So it makes sense we would value human diversity too.
I think what's going to end up happening is people will realize that the more diverse your workforce is, the more diverse your message is, and the more people feel welcome in your spaces.
And by embracing these pieces of diversity and acting on them and integrating them into the workforce, it makes us more credible. And I think there's nervousness in our profession about changing the focus of what we do. It's not about conservation, it's about diversity. But here's the thing, it's not about what we do, it's about how we do it. Having a more diverse workforce and more diverse colleagues that we work with only enhances our ability to do conservation, to create educational experiences, and to have all of those great visitor enhancements that our institutions are capable of.
We have to have as many tools in our toolbox as we can. And the only way that we can have all the tools that we might possibly need is to have as many players at the table as we can possibly get. And the way to get them is to have a diverse group of people working on those challenges. And the way to get that diverse group of people working on the challenges is to make them feel included and give them access.
Be okay making mistakes and be vulnerable, and be okay knowing that you might make a mistake. But I know that on this particular DEIA journey, I can't know it all. and all I can do is be my best self.
But then after a while, especially going through this journey of empathy and learning more about people from different places and understanding the importance of equity, I really started to realize that I can do this, and not only that I can do this, but that I need to kick down the door for other people to be able to do this as well. But diversity, equity, and inclusion is truly a journey. It is a journey to get to justice, and it's something that we're gonna have to work on for a long time. And what it's gonna take is some dedication, not just from everybody, all the staff, but especially from leadership to really, put our money where our mouth is and put some skin in the game, but being okay with making mistakes and then learning from those mistakes. Discomfort equals growth. When we're uncomfortable, we're able to grow, and we should put ourselves, in this zone of growth and development and be comfortable there, making sure that we amplify those voices that don't get heard.
If you're not sure where to start or are looking for some tools to help you or your organization advance your DEAI efforts, we've created a more direct way to find some guidance. Go to the new Diversity, Equity, Access and Inclusion webpage, easily accessible from the AZA homepage, to find a reorganized library of resources categorized by your own starting point. No matter where each of us is in our DEAI journey, there's more we can do.